Welcome to AdamDIY. I'm Adam Hill. In this video I partnered again with Lowe's and we're going to show you how to pressure wash your home. Now I know a lot of people have never used a pressure washer and don't have any idea about how they function or their features. So I'm going to show you a little bit about this one and help you understand how they work. Now this is a Craftsman 2800 PSI gas powered pressure washer. Came in a box. I attached the handle, put on a couple attachments and added the oil, and that was basically it. It's ready to go. You can use fuel stabilizers if you're going to keep fuel in it. I usually like to just let the gas tank run dry and then I put it away. And if you're picking out a pressure washer, you're going to want to get one that has a good engine. This one has a Honda engine and that's what you want to see. That's a great engine. It's not going to give you any trouble. This washer comes with 4 nozzle attachments. The black one is used for soaps and detergents. You don't use soaps or detergents with these. These two are the ones you're going to use most often. This is the lighter pressure, it's 2400 PSI. This one is a 15-degree angle with a 2600 PSI. And then this red one is the 2800 PSI. This is a needle point. It's just gonna blast off things like gum or tar, stuff you're having a hard time removing from hard surfaces like concrete and stuff like that. Okay, so setting it up is really easy. You have a spray gun here. And these use standard hoses and connections. So if you need a longer hose, you can run out and buy one. Or you need some different or replacement nozzles, you can go buy them, they're universal. One end into the pressure washer, and the other end of the hose into the gun. To connect a nozzle, just select which one you want. I'll take this one. You're going to pull that back, insert it in, and it pops up and it's locked in place. The water is going to come just from your garden hose, so you're going to attach that right here. This clear hose is for soaps and detergents. You're going to put this end in a bucket of your solution. It's going to feed through here, get introduced into the line, and come out your sprayer. Starting it is very simple. If you can do a lawnmower, you can do this. Gas in there, and you don't have to worry about mixing the oil. The oil just goes in that side separate. Flick this to on, pull that out, and turning that now introduces the fuel to the system. And we're going to just give that a yank and it's going to start right up. Bugs and dirt seem to be the huge mess I need to clean off my house. All the cobwebs that build up over time and all the dirt. You can clean with just water alone. If you are going to use detergents and cleaners, you want to let those soak in, and I'll talk about how to use those in a minute. When you start spraying, you're going to go from the top to the bottom. The reason why you go top to bottom is because that's the way the dirt falls. If you go bottom up, the dirt that falls from the top is going to go back down to the bottom. You'll have to wash it again. The trigger doesn't control the amount of pressure that comes out. The trigger is just on or off. So if you need to decrease the pressure or increase it, you're just going to move your sprayer closer or further back. Generally, I hold it maybe 6 inches to a foot away. So with this, I'm not using any cleaners or scrubbing. I'm just using water and it's coming out really clean. So what if you need to clean a second story? With this setup, I can maybe clean 10 to 12 feet up easily. Any higher than that, it gets a little difficult. You can use the red sprayer to reach higher spots, but you really do need to get up on a ladder to clean that effectively. You can buy extensions that'll help you reach further. I've never used them. I've just used a ladder. It's worked fine for me, but you can check those out if you do need them. So what about cleaning windows? What kind of results do you get? It definitely makes it quicker. And what I like is all the dirt that hides in the corners is all gone, especially down in the trough below. It blasts it all out. They look great. So the front of the house is clean, and I don't know if you can tell on camera, but the paint looks very fresh and nice. Before it just had this kind of old feel to it, but now everything looks brand new and clean. So because pressure washers clean so well, so quick, and so efficiently, you're gonna start using it on everything. And I've used it on my garbage cans. They clean out really well. You do get blowback, so it's gonna get you a bit wet. So I'm ready to put the lawnmower away for the winter, and I can get all that caked on grass cleaned out of the bottom. Works super well for that. I use it to clean my car floor mats. If you have a wood deck or a porch, you can see how much it's going to clean that off. Now, usually you want to use some sort of cleaner with it, but you can see how much it's just going to blast just with water alone and get it looking nice. You don't want to use the super high powered nozzles on softwoods. Even used it on the barbecue. It would have been better with a little bit of a degreasing cleaner, but just water is great. Vinyl fences clean really well with water alone, but I do recommend using a cleaner, letting it sit for a while. I used it to clean my garage floor. You can see the difference it's going to make. Now this is just water. If I used a cleaner and a degreaser, I could get the oil stains off. I found the oil stains don't really come off that well without chemical help, but you can get all the dirt off. And I used it to clean off the water stains you get from pots left on the concrete. It doesn't do a great job with water alone, but did a pretty good job nonetheless. Here's another thing that cleans off really well, that black mold and mildew that you sometimes see on concrete. Water will take it right off. So there's things I couldn't really get off well with a pressure washer, at least at this pressure. One thing is these red chalk lines. Red is permanent, and man, this is tough to get off. I've already tried getting it off with chemicals. It's not coming off. Even with the pressure washer, it did an okay job, but it's a lot of work. Another is old paint. This paint's probably 11 years old now, and it's not coming off. Fresher new paint, no problem, comes off. So while we're talking about paint, pressure washers are awesome for prepping a house. You get all the dirt and gunk off that you kind of don't see or don't notice, and the paint's going to have a nice surface to adhere to. There are a couple things you could do that will totally ruin a pressure washer. You want to make sure you avoid those. The first one is to run it without any water hooked up. The pump uses the water to cool down, so make sure you always have the water running before you start it. The second thing you can do to ruin a pressure washer is to let it run idle without pulling the trigger. Again, the water gets too hot and it can ruin the pump, so pull the trigger at least every 2 minutes, and that way cold water will come in and you won't ruin the pump. Now with this Craftsman model, they've solved that problem by adding a thermal relief valve. So when the water gets too hot, it's going to let the water out and bring in cool water. You don't have to worry about it. However, it's still good practice that if you're going to let it run idle, pull the trigger every once in a while or shut it off. Hey, hot rod! And the third thing is, if you're going to leave your pressure washer in freezing temperatures and you have water left inside this pressure washer, it's going to expand and destroy the parts. So you want to make sure you read your manual and get all the water out. Learn how to properly care for that. Let me show you some of the cleaners they have here at Lowe's. If you also need a longer hose or some nozzles, you can pick those up too. There they are. So this is all concentrated, makes about 11 gallons. You have this one's for house and siding, concrete and driveway. This one is going to help dissolve grease. What is this? A deck and fence, vehicle and boat, and just a general multi-purpose cleaner. When you're using detergent, I just use an empty container, put my diluted mixture in, you put the hose in, and then just start spraying with the black nozzle as normal. So some people want to know if this saves water versus a hose, and definitely 100% yes. The hose uses a ton of water and just blasts it out at a low pressure. This one uses a little bit of water and blasts it out at a high pressure and cleans much more efficiently than a garden hose with a sprayer nozzle. All right, well, that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully it's helped answer some questions you may have had about pressure washing and washing your house. If you want to pick up one of these for yourself, I'll leave the link in the video description. It'll take you right to Lowe's website. You could buy it right there. Again, this is the Craftsman 2800 PSI gas-powered model. And I thank you guys for your viewership and support, and I will see you next time. Take care and have an awesome day.